All right. Hello there, everybody. My name is Shane, also known as King Faye. Today I'm joined by John, as usual, my co-host, and with special guest, Megan, Party Hardy Cosplay. Happy to have you.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, well, it's been it's happy that John told me about you reached out, but yeah. John?
So we are very glad to have you here today, and we are so glad that you said yes to coming on as a guest star, because we try to make things a little bit different and trying to see what we can do to try and change that and make things more interesting.
Yes. I'll be the first to admit this wasn't my first idea. John came with me with the idea.
Yeah,
what?
Genius.
I have to give him credit where credit's due. But yeah, I am really happy to have you. I am very happy you joined to us today. But we got an exciting show for us today. One, we have Ahsoka. We missed last week. Some scheduling had interns, but we have Ahsoka to talk about. Following just a couple of news, and then as usual, we're bringing back Star Wars opinions because you can tell Megan's in a Black Cat costume, so we might be talking about some Marvel stuff this episode, and just smacking on Marvel. I'm joking. Okay, but let's get right into it, in my opinion. So, have we all seen the Ahsoka trailer? Yeah, that's the biggest question. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I have.
Do we feel like we need to just rewatch it one more time?
I would say that's a safe bet.
Safe bet.
Yeah.
I like to hear those words. I know I enjoyed it. I was watching on my way to work one day in my car while driving. Never do that, by the way, folks.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
I had to take breaks in the middle of the trailer, but I was very enthralled by it, because it's a show that I'm excited for. I think we're all excited for it, especially for us long Ahsoka fans. But yeah, for you all viewers, we're going to watch. This is strictly Disney's material, so all of them, Disney content, so this is all theirs. I'm not responsible for that. But let's get right into it. But yeah, here's the Ahsoka trailer again for us, folks. We're just going to get right into it, watch it. Might break it down a little bit. We'll just rewatch it.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
I just noticed for the first time in that trailer when he says Anakin spoke highly of you, you hear Vader's breathing.
You just noticed that now?
I just noticed that now.
I was like, oh, this is dark and mysterious when
Yeah.
I listened to it for the first time.
But Megan, your thoughts? Oh, that's just me. That's just all me.
Honestly, I just noticed Vader's breathing now too, so you're not alone.
Yeah.
All good. It's all good.
I'm really excited to see it. I'm glad they brought Rebels into it. And I
Yeah.
think it's really cool that they're bringing up Anakin and putting that little like teaser in there. I hope we get to see like flashbacks with him training her or something like that, or like a Star Wars what if type of thing. I feel like that'd be really
Well, what I've heard recently is that from like just the rumors and talks going around that Hayden Christensen's going to be a Force ghost in this.
I have heard the same thing as well. I've also heard that so like there was shots taken I think it was like last year or 2 years ago that there was like Darth Maul and Ahsoka, so Darth Maul also could make an appearance somehow.
Yes.
But I could see Anakin coming out.
I remember actually looking at those leaked photos of you now, remembering that.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
But Megan, if Hayden were to return for this show, like how exciting is that?
I'd be so beyond excited. I love Hayden. I think he's a great Anakin. And I'd love to see more of him. I think that would be a really awesome way to get the series some hype.
I couldn't agree more. But that was interesting. They've mentioned Anakin twice in the trailer. Like he better be in the show then, you know.
If he's not in the show, I'm still watching the show.
Because like I think that's why I like just a little bit about this show is like when you get to like the Imperial Age, like in the original trilogy, obviously it's before the prequels ever was made, but like you really don't hear Anakin's name get mentioned a lot. It's only through Obi-Wan, you know, but he refers to Anakin as Vader, you know. So like it's interesting like to see someone actually say Anakin a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean that's like also the thing is that R.I.P. Ray Stevenson though. But to like his character, how does he know Anakin? Because he's saying Anakin spoke highly of you. You know?
Yeah.
See, I got something in there. I feel like he knew. So you know how Second Sister knew that Anakin was Vader? I feel like a bunch of the Inquisitors and like people started to catch on that it was Anakin as Darth Vader or after a while, because they kind of maybe saw like a lot of similar traits that Vader would show that Anakin had when he was Anakin. And then I feel like it kind of just spread around like a wildfire on when Second Sister found out it was Anakin. Everybody was probably like thinking after she passed, what could she have done before she left? And maybe she put out there that Anakin is Darth Vader. And a lot of people still like knew it, but just didn't say anything because of how scared they were of Vader.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vader's a terrifying dude, you know, when it comes to like, straight up, like straight up. I don't know, Megan, if you feel like the same way, but when it comes to straight up, like just Vader's a terrifying menace to society, you know.
Oh, he is absolutely, yeah.
Arguably one of the best villains, you know.
Yes.
And I think that's what gives him such power is his intimidation with people, and they don't know what happened to Anakin, so he has that kind of higher ground over people.
Yeah,
I see what you did there.
I see what you did there too. Yeah, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. This, like, I love the meme that goes around with that. And he's on the Death Star, and he's like, "Shit, I gotta find some high ground now, guys."
Man, I keep getting that meme where it's from the Kenobi show where he's like, "Ha! Who has the high ground now, Obi-Wan?" Oh,
yeah.
What I do love though is I got to see Thrawn. Like I don't know about like you two here, but like if Vader's like number one for me, Thrawn is number two, along with Palpatine. You know, just two great villains as well, right there in Star Wars. John?
I gotta say though, what I feel like is gonna be really nice to see. So you remember in Rebels when the show was ending, when they showed that scene where Sabine's at the I forget what it's called, but it's like that painting that it showed in the trailer where it's like Ezra, Kanan, Hera, Zeb, and her on like a painting thing. I think what's gonna happen now is they're gonna get separated. Like it shows in the trailer, she's gonna meet up with her, and then they're gonna get like separated, and then they're gonna meet again, just like they did in Rebels, and that's gonna be recreated into live action.
Yeah, I think if you actually look at the trailer, I feel like it ends after Rebels. Like it starts right as Rebels ended because of the Sabine's cut hair.
Yeah. And also, like, it could be to where, like what she was saying before, what Megan was saying, where like we're hoping that we get flashbacks of like Anakin in it. Maybe it's like having like a flashback sequence for like an episode or two, and then it's going to current day stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of like Anakin, master and apprentice type deal, is Sabine like now force sensitive, or did Ahsoka just train her on lightsaber combat?
That's what I really got confused with too, because she was like, because when they referenced Anakin and she's like, I've been in Anakin as a Padawan, so I didn't even complete my training, just like I did with Sabine. I was like, wait, are you trying to tell me that Sabine's a force sensitive Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Megan, your thoughts on that?
I'm not sure either. I don't know.
That's like what I'm just a little bit like. I've been having debates about this with some people, and we're trying to piece it together. But like, it's something that like was a complete curveball in my opinion, you know. But I don't think Dave likes to. Like, I think Dave's always got a purpose when he does something. So I like want to see where it goes.
But also, like, another thing to point out in the trailer that I just remembered now was when she's fighting that other female, like the unknown one that we know about right now, the one with the orange lightsaber. Yes. She went like this with her hand, like she was trying to use the Force, if you look in the trailer. So,
yes.
I'm like, is she trying to deceive her, or does she actually have the Force? Like what's going on here?
Is there a Ray type movement? Like, do we just need the inner, like, just channeling that power real quick?
Yeah, like I'm really confused because it looks like she's trying to use the Force, and then she's like, "Oh, it looks like you don't have this power." I'm like, okay, is she saying she doesn't have the Force, or is she saying like she just can't use the Force because she's too weak in it?
Also, just on that matter, since we talked about the other female in there with the orange lightsaber, why do villains gotta be like so damn attractive? That's the real question. Like, it's just why.
I don't know, man. It's just the temptation, man. It just makes it where they want to go to the other side, you know? It's just like how I'm gonna reference some Marvel stuff right now. It's just like how when this is gonna reference you, Megan, okay?
Okay.
It's just like when Black Cat came around, Spider-Man got the black suit, then he did like a whole 180 where he kind of seemed like the bad guy a little bit because he wasn't killing people, but he was basically going like full on, no hesitation, and not holding back on using his powers, which kind of made him seem like a villain.
It's a very scary Spider-Man right there.
Yes, it is. If you think about it, because like if you have you guys seen the PlayStation game that's coming out, like Spider-Man 2 trailer?
I have a trailer. No.
I will tell you, if you watch it, I am terrified on what is going on with Peter in this new game, because he has the black suit and he's showing like he's heartless and like you saw No Way Home, I'm guessing, correct?
Yeah.
You remember the scene where Andrew Garfield says like he's like, I lost Gwen, and then he's like, after that he continued being Spider-Man, but he started pulling his punches.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's going to happen with this one, with the symbiote suit, and it's just going to be like total dark chaos.
Okay.
And apparently there's a mission in there where MJ has to try and avoid symbiote Spider-Man, which is terrifying as fuck because it's like dark and red.
Here's the thing. If Spider-Man's not I know this is a Star Wars podcast, but for 2 seconds since you brought up that game trailer, if he's not pulling his punches, I think there's a comic book when Otto, it's the swapped, it's Superior Spider-Man when Otto takes over Peter's mind. And he knocks Scorpion's jaw clean off, like legit removes it. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. I was like,
I'm so scared.
oh my god.
I'm so scared. But for that right now, I think if we have any more comments about Ahsoka, do we have any more comments? Megan?
Nope.
No more comments. John?
Nope.
All right. Well, then we can just move right along to Star Wars news real quick, where we just got, it's nothing too big. Like I said, we're usually this. I think these next 2 weeks are just going to be speculating Ahsoka from now on, just to give the fans at least something to talk about constantly with each other. But for the time being, two Star Wars news that we got recently is that Hayden Christensen is making a massive return to Star Wars. You know, we had him in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. It seems like he's working a lot with like some other people, but we could be the possibility of seeing Hayden appearing more and more in Star Wars shows, you know, as Anakin, Force Ghost, or even Vader himself. So, like, how do we feel about that if Hayden like does make a giant reappearance, or even gets like a Vader rated R movie later down the line? You know,
I hope so. I mean, I would like it if they brought back Padme and like incorporated her into that.
Oh,
That'd be really cool.
I
Or
like that.
if they, I don't know if you saw the comic where Vader worked with Sabe, one of Padme's handmaidens. I feel like that would be a really cool series to do, or like have them involved with the handmaidens and like him visiting Naboo and having the flashbacks. I feel like that'd be really awesome to see.
yes, could not agree more. Though, John,
What I really want to see, if they do plan to make a rated R Darth Vader movie, I want to see what's that comic? It's like a comic where Sidious is trying to tell him to like channel his dark side, and it turns him into like this red, black, blue glowing being, and then he's like killing a bunch of Jedi and stuff. I want to see that. That would be so cool in live action.
That's Dark Dimension Vader.
Dark Dimension Vader. That'd be awesome, because if you read the comics, so basically what happens is he's in the dark dimension. He's like he's seeing Padme, and he's like he's trying to save her again, and then she's like saying that who are you, and doesn't recognize that it's Anakin, and then she's like, Anakin's been dead for a long time, and then she dies again, and then he turns into Dark Dimension Vader and just like starts massacring the fuck out of everybody.
But like, I think what else from like comics so interesting is just me and my one of my friends, Kurt, and he's not here today right now. But what we talked about was when you look at like the Dark Dimension Vader, it's like all complete darkness, torso and face wise, and the limbs are all light because he lost all his limbs. But like one of my friends brought up to me, and it's like a really cool thought, is that like when Obi-Wan fought Anakin, it wasn't like complete Vader, it was like actually fighting Anakin, you know? I know, right? She's back.
Went into darkness.
But yeah, that's like a cool thing I always talked about with that, is that Anakin, you know, Mustafar Anakin, like, is still light side Anakin during that fight.
Yeah.
You know?
They just call that like, it has a title for him. It's Nightfall Vader. It's basically where he's not at full potential, but it's like
gonna stop you right there. And gonna stop you right there. I think there's 3 different Anakins in the 4, if you think about it, in the entirety of Revenge of Sith. You have the post Nightfall Vader, and then you have Nightfall Vader, where that's like full on Vader killing all those Jedi. You know, and then you have Mustafar Vader, Mustafar Anakin / Vader, where it's mainly Anakin and Vader fighting, but mainly Anakin, and then you have Vader near the end.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, because Mustafar,
I would say you could say that's I could say like for Nightfall Vader, you could say that basically that was him going like no hesitation, full on power, did not care. But in Mustafar, I can see what you're saying, where it's like Anakin / Vader, because he's not holding back on a lot of his things, so he's like using as much power as he can, but he doesn't. Yeah. In my opinion, I don't think he's trying to kill Obi-Wan. I think he's just trying to convince Obi-Wan, like during the whole thing, and then
I got you.
gets
Now,
absolutely cut off.
I have a big question to ask because we're now talking about Hayden Christensen and like his return to Star Wars more and more. You know, because we did get him in the Obi-Wan series, which was amazing. You know, just my question is, Megan, if they did a Vader movie, you know, and they brought Padme back, Natalie Portman, you know, would you get back into Star Wars cosplay? Then
I totally would. I am working on hopefully getting a Padme cosplay. I don't know which one. I'd probably do her white outfit just because that's pretty easy. But I would love to do that cosplay again. I'm rearing to do it again. So anything that gives me an excuse to cosplay Padme, I'll do it.
all right. I wish I could go a beer route because I would totally cosplay Obi-Wan. You know,
Yeah.
for the time being, I can only do Padme.
Oh, so
Obi-Wan.
you're saying we would be like all three of them? You would be Obi-Wan, she'd be Padme, I'd be
Oh,
Anakin,
damn.
since I already do
We're
Anakin.
bringing up a great point, John. Say goodbye to your limbs, boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all my limbs cut off. That's gonna be fun.
But no, that I just had to ask, you know, because that's like something like because you are obviously a Star Wars fan, but you cosplay Marvel. Like, would you? That's the question I think some people ask. You know, would you get back into Star Wars if it ever went down that route?
100%. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. But are you already? Then my question is like, are you already going down back the route and getting back into Star Wars?
Yeah. I mean, some days I have thoughts about dyeing my hair brown to be closer to Padme. I love being blonde way too much, so I'm not going to do it. But I think about it a lot.
If you're like committing, obviously do it. But I feel like you're not committing as much. You don't have to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like a tattoo. It's just like a tattoo.
Yeah.
Tattoo you can't remove though.
Yeah, tattoo you can't remove.
Oh, yeah. Now this is from what I've been told, this is gonna be a little not familiar to you, but you may know this actor, John Boyega, is open to come back to Star Wars again as Finn or any other character. You know, that was from the sequel trilogy. You know, characters. I don't. Megan? Did you watch sequel trilogy?
I don't remember if I did. I don't know why I'm blanking, but
It's the one where basically you have Rey, who's like Rey Palpatine technically.
oh
Ren,
Skywalker.
Crossguard.
yeah, I watched.
Yeah, the cross guard.
I didn't watch all of them. But I did watch a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. John Boyega, for many fans, would say that he got the most bad end of the stick when it came to the end of those movies. You know,
Yeah.
Man, it just felt like Jar Jar Binks all over again, bro.
Oh god.
yeah, but he wasn't being like targeted. It was like the actual fan base supporting him. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But because it was one of the most interesting stories in Star Wars that I think anyone could have asked for. It's Stormtrooper gone good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, or even like. It's something like that is really dope, you know, in Star Wars, in my opinion. And I feel like we could talk about this later on. It's one of the stories I think Star Wars misses out is that a nobody can become a somebody, you know? It doesn't have to be a name. It could just be you're from a nobody to a somebody, you know? You don't have to have a Skywalker name, a Palpatine name, a Kenobi name. You could have your own name, you know?
You could also say that Stormtrooper gone Jedi because they found
Yeah.
out it was more sensitive.
Yeah, but he has said he's been open to returning to Star Wars and open for the opportunities to come if they really want to keep expanding past the sequel trilogy, you know? And I think that's good for him because they need to redeem it.
Yes, 100%.
It's just bad rep that got done to him. Like, I know, Megan, you may not be too familiar with that, but how would you feel about that, you know, like that?
You mean like him getting redemption?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like that'd be good. Yeah. Especially if it I know in Marvel there's been some issues where the writers are the problem, not just the character itself, but I feel like you know what I'm talking about. Like
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
totally
feel
get
like
it.
it'd be good to get another chance so they can do that person justice.
I couldn't agree with you more because I feel like when it comes to this type of stuff, you definitely need, like, for example, the actor that played Jar Jar Binks got his redemption in The Mandalorian, you know?
Yeah, playing the Jedi that saved Grogu.
Yeah, which now I hope they never confirmed death, so let's hope he lives.
So let's hope he comes back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But I really hope that if they do this, it's doing it justice and right. And I couldn't agree with you more, Megan. It's not always the. I feel like that's the. Oh my God! It's just getting my chat again. There's that comment for you.
Saw it. Oh my God.
But to continue forward, when it comes to, I would say something like this, it's like it's well deserved for like an actor like that, you know, because it's not always the actors, it's not always the producers, which I feel like get blamed the most sometimes for no reason. It's just it's just like you already hate the producer, but sometimes it is writers' fault because sometimes you hire bad writers, you know.
I have a few references now to tell you like redemption now to this. So, for example, like what's his name? I forget, but he's the one that played younger Anakin in Phantom Menace. Remember how?
Oh.
Yeah, and then after he did Phantom Menace, he was getting bullied at school for playing Anakin.
Didn't his name begin with like a C or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
It's just like that, or like what happened with Hayden Christensen after the prequels, and then he got his redemption by coming back for Kenobi. Yeah. And then another one you could say is like when they brought Charlie Cox back as Daredevil for She-Hulk.
No, I'm gonna give him No Way Home first, then She-Hulk.
Oh, No Way Home, then She-Hulk. But I mean, like in the suit, you know what I'm saying? In the suit.
Yeah, I'm still giving him No Way Home first.
As Matt Murdock, he came back in No Way Home. So yeah, you.
I was talking about She-Hulk, man.
Yeah, we don't discuss She-Hulk, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That'd be something that's very exciting for me, you know. But if we have nothing to talk about more about John Boyega and Hayden Christensen mainly Hayden Christensen making his master return to Star Wars. We could move right along into just the fun segment of the day. It's gonna be just as we like to title it Star Wars opinions, you know, or in this case we're gonna call it Star Wars Marvel opinions for everybody that's in our chat. So we're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna first just start off basic, and if people in the comment section, if you want to join in and asking us questions, I can ask the questions for you. But I just right off the bat, we're gonna go right into it. We're just gonna name them all. Favorite character in Star Wars. If you can name at least 3, 5, go for it. You know.
Go ahead,
I'd say definitely Padme and Anakin.
2.
That's 2.
He's great.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I know that's like typical response. Yeah, I love him.
That's
typical is not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's safe.
It's not a bad thing. It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I don't like my comment
Biscuit.
section anymore.
Stop it!
I don't like my comment section anymore, Biscuit.
Biscuit, stop it!
Oh my God. Yeah.
But I like those, John, for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Anakin, I'm not looking at the comment section no more.
I'm just staying eyes focused right now.
Okay, are we gonna say Anakin and Darth Vader are one character, or are we gonna say they're 2 different people?
If you look at like in the Star Wars story, they're technically both 2 different, but since it's the same person, you can say one. They're both one.
So Anakin and Vader. I'm gonna say that the Mandalorian's up there for sure.
Good one.
I'm gonna say Fives, ARC Trooper Fives. He's from Clone Wars. Best clone out there, you know.
Died.
Yeah, he died. he literally, to be honest with you, he actually almost prevented Order 66 from happening. He was like probably the closest clone to ever do that.
Never gonna happen.
But it didn't happen because he got shot by Fox.
Because my boy Palpatine came in and said, "Not today."
Yeah. I was like, "Dang it, man! Come on." I would say another character would be Padme. Padme's up there. I like Natalie Portman. She's a good actor. She also did very well as Padme. And then my final one would have to be Captain Rex.
Good choices. Good choices. I know. Personally, if I was going to choose characters, I'm just going to name like a top 5, maybe a 3 at most. You can't personally. My favorite character in Star Wars, the one that I always grew up with when it came to Star Wars, is gonna be Obi-Wan. You know,
Yeah.
I love Obi-Wan. One of my favorite characters. I like own some things Obi-Wan. You know, my second would have to probably be talking like strictly like I like the character. I fell in love with the character. I'm gonna talk about Luke Skywalker. You know, I feel like it's now become underrated as it like continues onward. You know, Luke. Oh shit, this is a little difficult. I'll say
No Poppy Boy?
I'm gonna say Thrawn first.
Okay.
Palpatine's my favorite villain. You know, I can't love Palpatine. You know, the way I love like these guys. You know, then I would say Anakin, and then I would probably have to go with Gonna have to probably go with I have. You know what? This is gonna be a little shocker. Ayla Secura for comics. You know.
Okay.
You know.
I'm actually gonna change one of my answers. I'm gonna change Rex because I would say he's 6. I'm gonna say Revan's my 5th. Darth Revan.
Okay. Yes. Okay. To bring up what Kat just said in the comment section is, yes, I am a Han Solo guy. I really do love Han Solo, but Han Solo is like my top 10. You know.
Yes.
Fine. We're going top 5. You know. I definitely have been inspired just a little bit by Han Solo.
I mean, he's up in my top 10. I mean, shit, I cosplay him, so.
Good. You know. But yeah, those are definitely my favorite characters. If we're talking about favorite villains, it's Palpatine on the way. In my opinion, I put Palpatine over Vader.
That's not me, man. Vader's always going to be number 1 for me.
I would so debate you right now.
I know you would, but we do not have the time for that.
God, we've got a full tangent.
Especially with our special guest here, we kind of don't want to make things go too hectic.
Yeah. Favorite villain for you, Megan?
You really want to know?
It's Vader.
I think
Everybody's asking. But here's the thing, like the reason like why I love Palpatine is because no Palpatine, no Vader.
That's true.
But you could say no Palpatine, no Darth Maul, no Count Dooku, and no Vader.
Yeah, I could say all that as well.
You could say all of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manipulator.
Manipulative fuck.
Pretty solid stuff. Okay, but here's like the next big one in my opinion. So we have their character. I think we're all gonna agree on this one just for simple stuff, you know. Megan, favorite Star Wars movie?
Favorite Star Wars movie?
Yes.
So it's kind of a toss-up. If I had to choose between the two, it's Revenge of the Sith and what's the other one? Clone Wars.
The show or
No, the movie before it.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones?
Yes. I would say Revenge of the Sith. But I mean, both are great for specific reasons. I like Attack of the Clones because I get to see Padme and Anakin's relationship develop and see their character development. I really do wish we got more of the wedding in the end, but that's just me. But I feel like Revenge of the Sith really, it had great visuals, great acting, great dialogue and plot. Is really captivating, I guess.
I think me and John are going to say the same answer.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, we probably are.
Yeah.
Actually, we all three probably said the same answer.
That's why I was like, I think we're all going to say the same answer right now. Because I think in all of our opinion, we grew up with the prequel trilogy, you know?
Yeah.
So those movies, like here's the thing. It like as I've grown older, Revenge of the Sith has still stayed my number 1 movie of all time. But when it comes to like original trilogies, I definitely put like Empire over like Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, you know.
Yeah,
I can see that. That's me too.
Yeah, Kath couldn't agree with you more. I think we all can agree with that. Is that John Williams really brings the score in for all the movies? You know, like I cannot watch Anakin and Obi-Wan without Battle of the Heroes. You know, they're just fucking epic. You know, or Duel of the Fates. two great like musical scores. But no, I couldn't agree more, man. I think it's when it comes to Revenge of the Sith, it's one of my favorites just because of its emotional climax ending to the movie. You know,
It is. You really get to see how Anakin. It's his love for Padme is kind of his downfall because he's so easily influenced when it comes to her. So you really get to see how he kind of his character climaxes, and then you get Vader out of it. So it's really interesting.
John,
in my opinion, you can really see, kind of to add on what you said, you can really see that Vader, like, Vader's always probably been a part of Anakin since he was growing up, but his love so much for Padme, he tried so hard to do everything for her, and then, like you said, just went down and then just lost everything. So you can really see what love can do to a man, to like where he will risk everything for it, and then like one fuck up and just you lose everything. And that man lost everything.
I think it's a famous quote that comes out of like that people like always said when it comes to Star Wars is like, we don't understand Anakin until we find our Padme. You know,
that's facts.
Yeah.
Like if you're truly like a guy that falls in love with a girl, you're willing to do anything for it. You know.
Yeah. You also try to do anything just to save it and keep it alive.
What do you mean Anakin had control issues? No. Now we're going to argue this in the comments section, guys.
Hold on. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? How about you, Megan? Do you think Anakin had a little bit of control issues?
I think when it came to his thirst for power that came from him trying to save Padme, yes. Because he was...
that I could see.
Yeah.
That I could see.
Yeah, I could see that in the end. I think it was more of like, if you want to talk about control issues, it's possessive issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's like when it comes to Anakin, I think it's like every guy is just willing to go do anything for it, you know? Mm-hmm. If you're in that shoe. Mm-hmm. That's my personal opinion when it comes to it, you know?
I couldn't agree more.
It's just, yeah. And that's why I love the book so much, is with like when you have the Windu confrontation, when it comes to like the Windu fight and Palpatine fight. I've talked about it multiple times on the channel, you know, but talking about like near the end of that fight, in the books, it literally like Anakin straight up tells Windu why he's doing it, you know? Because it's not like he's too, like, it's like the same kind of dialogue. He's too dangerous to be kept alive. Blah blah. Why did you need him? You know. And I think Anakin, before he takes Windu's hand, is like, for Padme. You know.
That's his instant thought. Literally, I think in that split second, he was like, if he's saying he's the only one that can save her from dying in childbirth, he has to risk it all just for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true, you know.
And also, like, to add on to that, he was, if you've seen Revenge of the Sith as many times as probably all of us have, us three, and probably others in the comment section, you would know that Anakin did think about taking control of the entire thing by killing Palpatine if Padme would have came with him as well.
Yeah, that was also just more of a control issue and power issue, right?
Yeah, that was a control issue.
But I think Padme could have brought him back to life, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I feel like what could have happened is if Padme would have joined him and they went to do this, I feel like what could have happened is she brought him back to the light, and then maybe we could have gotten Obi-Wan back in there to where Obi-Wan tries to help redeem Anakin as well, and then Yoda might have come back as well.
Oh no, you first.
Okay.
No, you go ahead.
I will say that for Revenge of the Sith, you can look up concept art for Padme, and I found that there was a deleted scene where you can see her, she's like dressed in cloaks, and she actually has a knife, and she was going to kill Anakin once she realized he was turning to the dark side. I know. That would have been very interesting. So she was willing to kill him just so none of those bad things would happen, because her duty, even though she loved him, it was what's the greater good for.
Yeah.
So I think if she couldn't have, but she ended up not being able to go through with it in the storyline. So I don't know. I feel like that would have been very interesting to see.
That would have.
Yeah.
Or like the most aggressive. Like there's a deleted scene like where they could kind of like have Hayden training like another Obi-Wan actor, because it was originally always going to be like Ewan and Hayden fighting, but there's obviously you have to go through the training process to get there. But in one of the scenes, it's not like Anakin like straight up force choking her way back. He literally force chokes her and lifts her up
against like a wall, and then she falls down. Yeah, I saw that.
I feel like it would have been interesting.
Oh God, what?
I'm not showing this.
I'm not. Do not show that comment. That's a friend of ours. She's a real jokester. Just so you know.
Is she? Okay.
So she's just probably teasing right now.
Yeah, she likes to be.
Oh no, I'm totally fine.
She likes to mess around.
Sorry, I have my boy Savior is just making me laugh right now because he just saw that comment. He goes, "Excuse me." But here's the thing. But when it comes, like, it's just the different routes they could took with Random and Staff is always very interesting. But like, I'm still happy with what we got.
For that concept art that you were just talking about before.
Yeah.
Damn, that's one hell of a divorce.
I know, right? Get out of the paper.
Just, join me, Padme. I thought we were in love. Yeah, but I gotta say, that's one way to end a relationship real quick.
And yeah, that truly is. That truly is. But like I think that's the thing when I think Padme and Anakin's relationship will always be complicated when it gets to that film. You know?
Yes.
God, I'm gonna look. Why are you? They're really out here outing you, aren't they?
Damn, Shane.
Oh, John, the podcast is all yours.
Okay. Okay.
That's the question, Shane. That's you, Savior. Do I have to bring Ace into this conversation? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Now you stop talking about it.
You know what? I feel like what we should go to is we should ask our guests some questions if we got any questions, and then we'll go into the hot takes with Marvel versus Star Wars.
Yeah. All right. John, do you have a question then, since you brought up the idea?
I do, actually. So, Megan, my question is, what really got you into is Black Cat your first cosplay, right?
No, Suicide Squad 2016 Harley.
Okay, 2016 Harley. Okay. So, when you did 2016 Harley.
Yep.
Was it your first thought that was going to be the only one that you did, or did you think of like other ideas when you first started getting into it?
Yeah, I was originally DC, Harley, Ride or Die, no other cosplays. That was it. And then eventually I branched out and I was like these characters a little more. I'm gonna, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
That's like the funny thing. So, do you like DC, Marvel, and Star Wars?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there's good and bad in everything. They've all had their moments where sometimes they're really, really good and sometimes they could be better. But I do really appreciate all of them.
Okay. Shane, you gotta. Oh, he's muted. Okay. Shane, you got a question for her? I got other questions, but if you want to go and ask a question, then I'll go after
So we have some questions in the comments. You know, right now these are some. Oh wait, there's actually a great question. So Savior right here. Question: have you ever done a Star Wars cosplay?
I have. rarely do I post it on Instagram, but if you see some of my TikToks, I do like a closet cosplay of Padme. So
You can also find duets from me duetting
Yes.
those as well.
yes,
We also we'll get into this later today, but we do have Party Hardy's TikTok in the comment section below, which we also leave to our Instagram, which you on the TikTok page. You know, this one right here, Chaotic Egg, or known as Ava. If it wasn't Padme, how about that? I'll add on to this description. If it wasn't Padme,
If it wasn't Padme,
if it wasn't Padme, then do Padme. Who else would it be?
I got a feeling I know what.
Leia. I
knew it.
She's so sassy. I identify both as like Padme girl and Leia girl, just because she's like sassy. She will tell it right to your face. She doesn't take no crap, and she's smart. She's a very strong character. So I would say her.
Okay, I like it. Yeah,
That's got a good.
Leia definitely gets after her father.
Yeah. That snarky cockiness.
It's a mix of Padme and Anakin, but I really rewatched Anakin in the Clone Wars. It's Anakin.
It's Anakin. I would say, to be honest with you, I would say that Luke, in my opinion, is more like Padme, like personality-wise. Like they're closer, in my opinion. And then Leia is more like Anakin, personality-wise.
It's literally like the girl's always dad kid.
Mommy's boy and daddy girl. Yeah.
That's literally it. That's literally
That's
it right there.
literally the definition right there.
Kat's got a great question right here, and that's actually something I would like to know. Since you've been in DC and Marvel and Star Wars, which is the worst community you've been a part of? They're both pretty bad. All three of them are really bad.
All three of them are really bad.
You're on that toxic side, you know.
I've dealt with a-holes in everything. I don't know. I'd say it's pretty equal for both DC and Marvel. Maybe DC. I don't know. I've gotten like rude remarks about my body more as Harley in the DC community. So I would probably say DC.
What about Star Wars?
I haven't cosplayed it enough to really speak on that. I do hear like there's toxic fans in the community, and they're bad in Star Wars too.
I couldn't agree more. DC's a little worse. I did Superman for a little bit. Those remarks were terrible.
I remember that.
Shut up, John.
Oh, really?
Shut up, John. I'll come after you myself.
I remember when he tried to do Superman.
I need to get more bulked up for Superman, but
yeah. I got for what was it? I've gotten comments before, like also kind of to add on to that, like
for me,
people were saying, "Oh, you gotta," like he just said, "You gotta bulk up for Superboy if you do him." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm just doing this for fun, people. Just leave me alone.
I know. It's like, when did I ask? I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking for a fuck to give. I can't find one. But...
Exactly. Yes.
Personally, here's the thing. Personally, when it comes to, I've been in all three of these communities. You know, it sucks to suck. As much as I love this community, Star Wars, in my opinion, is by far sometimes the worst when it comes to shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people get, especially when it came to the sequel drama. Oh god, that was a fucking firing at each other. You know,
that was literally like the war zone or battlegrounds going on right there.
Yeah, I feel like Star Wars as a community has grown a lot better because I feel like it is when it came to the sequels, it just divided us so much. You know, because people loved them, people hated them. You know, but I think as we
Mandalorian then.
It started to merge. I think as time grows on, some people begin to. It's like the same thing happened to the prequels. You know, as time grows on, the sequels kind of get the rep for it. Except Episode 9, but we're not going to talk about Episode 9. That's the one I will forever. But moving on to the next question.
Oh my gosh.
This is one is from Savior again. If you had to be a Jedi, Sith, or neutral, what would you be?
Okay. I kind of go back and forth. There's times where I'm like, oh, I'd be a Sith, and I would just be a total asshole. I don't know. But I feel like with my personality, my demeanor, I'm a Jedi. But
Okay.
I mean, I could be neutral. Depends on how much you're paying me. So.
Okay, yeah. And we're talking like Jedi. We're talking like let's do spectrum. You know.
Yeah.
I'll do Mace Windu, strict by the code Jedi. Anakin Skywalker, I'm playing loose by the rules.
Yeah, like Jedi not following the rules exactly.
All right.
Loose by the rules.
So we're loose by the rules. Okay.
I would play that game as well. That's me.
Kath, I see you have a question in there. I don't think
very
any of us.
controversial question.
I don't know if any of us are familiar with the Straw Hat Goofy situation, unless we are. I know he's on TikTok. I do see Straw Hat Goofy, but it's one of the ones I'm not familiar with as much. You know.
I'm not either.
But anyone else have any more questions, or are we gonna move into hot take questions? Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff. You know.
Ooh, I got one.
Oh, yeah, no, John, no, I brought my Superman real quick. Let's bring this up real quick, John. Let's talk about it, John.
It's because so whenever I did a fucking video, so I was
Just move the camera.
So I was like this. It was like supposed to be like me getting like injured or some shit at Spider-Man, right? And I'm like crouched down like this. My phone's on the ground and I'm getting up. And she's like, "Damn, you got a fat ass spider bundle." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
I love it.
I was like, "Oh, great."
Oh, okay.
Thanks for
That's
complimenting my ass.
That's a great question. We're gonna have two more questions in the chat. If you still have questions, I think we're all loving Megan. I think you're loving the questions right now. But
I really hate you right now.
This is a great question in my opinion, Megan, and this is one I think you love the answer. That's not the one I want you to do right now. What advice would you have for any struggling cosplayers?
Ooh,
that's
what I was gonna ask too.
Be kind to yourself. If you need to take time away and you're burnt out, that is totally okay. It's not a race, not a competition. Do what feels right to you. Take your time.
Been on a 2-year retirement.
Don't let. I mean, it gets to me. Like people's comments will get to me, but you just have to remember they don't know you. You know yourself, and your mental health is a priority in the community. So just take your time. It's not a rush. Save money. Don't feel like you need to splurge on costumes. If you don't think your costume is like movie grade, don't worry about it. It's still a great cosplay. You know, it's not a competition. So. I was rambling.
Before we go on to the next question, Shane, I love that response.
Thank you.
That was okay. I thought he was going to attack me for 2 seconds, but no, it was really good.
Also, this guy did that. What you were saying, he took a break out of retirement from that.
It's okay. I've been taking a break too. I've just been posting like old drafts and stuff, right?
That's what I've been doing since I've been here. When you see me posting, I've been posting just drafts. I don't have anything with me.
It's really funny you bring that up. Me and my friend Ben literally joke about how he posted on TikTok would be coming back to cosplay. Yeah. That post was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I'm thinking about coming back." Then he's still in 2 years. He still hasn't come back.
Yeah, this is Savior. This is I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, guys.
We lost our guest star. Hold on.
We'll be right back after the break. We'll be right back after the break, everybody. Shit, where's my banners?
Where's the break?
We'll be right after the break.
There we go.
I have no idea what happened.
We don't either. I thought he put me back again.
It wasn't me. I did nothing. It was like, what happened? But Savior said this, who was asked the question, said, "Thank you very much for that one." And then Kef right here said 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But yeah,
to be honest with you, to add on to that, everybody always needs a break from it. Like right now, technically, since I'm not even at home right now and I don't got my stuff, I'm taking my break right now, just posting drafts.
Yeah.
I don't even care what people say about the drafts. I made them before I left, so
Yeah,
that's as best as they're gonna get.
we're not machines. Like we can't have the same amount of motivation every day to do this. It takes work, and people are like, "Why don't you cosplay this more?" I'm like, "I'm trying, but I have a job. I got school. I got life. I'm trying."
Yeah, there's always gonna be things that get in the way of doing it all the time.
Yeah.
So one, my boy Renzo that's in here asked this question. I would consider this a hot take based off how we answered this question, but let's just see where it goes.
Oh boy.
What do you all think of Marvel right now?
She should go first. This is probably gonna be safer.
Before I go into it, yeah.
Well, it's kind of a toss-up because I noticed with some of the comics, they're not doing too hot. I mean, he referenced that he loves MJ, Spider-Man, the equivalent to his sister, and Felicia's like, no, wait a minute. Stop right there. Did you see that comment? Yeah, you did. Okay. So I'm not crazy. I feel like it needs some TLC when it comes to the writing. But I do think they're doing a great job. I would love to see Felicia. So I feel like they're kind of slacking on that. They were going to have a Silver Sable and Black Cat TV series many years ago. They were actually going to do that, but that got booted.
So what about the MCU movies?
I feel like they're good. I enjoy them, but I do really like how they're bringing like Daredevil into it, and they brought the like Spider-Verse into it. That was a really good movie. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but I feel like so far they've done pretty well.
All right, John.
Before I take my take, did you know that they were actually, when they were gonna do the Amazing Spider-Man 3, they were gonna have Black Cat in the third one?
Yes, yeah, and actually, they were gonna have Black Cat in Tobey Maguire's movie. You can actually look up. They were looking at Anne Hathaway to play her. You can look up. You can look up. Yes, look up concept art for that movie Black Cat, and you'll see her. She's like posed on a wall, and you see like the design they were going for with her suit. But they were gonna change her, and apparently they were gonna make her like the daughter of the Vulture, and her name would be Felicia Hardy though. Still, they were gonna make some tweaks to it. But yeah, you can look that up.
Oh, okay. That would have been so awesome.
You know what? We could have really had Anne Hathaway as Catwoman and Black Cat, guys.
Yeah,
we really could have.
Yeah.
Okay. John, but your opinions on Marvel?
So,
I literally got fucking blamed for you getting booted.
My opinions on Marvel, I think I'm gonna agree with you, Megan, that they're doing a good job, but personally I think they gotta slow down just a little bit because after COVID and like quarantine and everything, they've just been like kicking things right out the door and just like hammering out everything. And like at this point, I don't even see them like working hard. Like right when we were in 2021, they were not working hard on like the CGI and like all their stuff they were doing. Like if you see, for example, like in the Flash TV show, they had like, I think the CGI for like a lot of the characters that they did was absolutely horrible. And then they brought that to Marvel too. And I'm like, come on, people just got to learn, take your time. It's not like you need to get everything right out the door ASAP. Just take the time, put in the work, make it look accurate and correct to the standards you think is good, and also to the fan base. But I could say there's a lot of improvement that Marvel needs to do, trying to get things out the door.
Yes. So when it comes to, I think some of the comics need work right now. I feel like they're rushing too many comics. But when it comes to the MCU, in my opinion, they've made a lot of, in my opinion, like good stuff, like No Way Home, Shang-Chi. You have you have Secret Invasion now, Moon Knight. Some really good shows.
Endgame, you got Infinity War, you got all.
I'm talking about like the new recent phases. You know?
New recent stuff. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, my opinion is that it's just too much quantity over quality right now. That I feel like you're getting so much out. You're not just tiring out the fans. You're saying too much. Like, I feel like after Endgame, it should have been a slow burn, because I feel like I think what's destroying just a little bit Marvel movies, in my opinion, is they're overhyping the movie ever since Endgame came out. So like I think it needs to be a slow burn, in my opinion. It just needs to kind of slow that halt for a second, because it's just too fast, you know?
Yeah, and I will say that I think they're like trying to make it too, like with She-Hulk, with Megan Thee Stallion, they twerked. Did you see that? I was like, stop! Don't try not. Like, you don't have to do that.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Like, blow your roll. We don't. Yeah.
That's what I think it is. You know. Those are really great questions, everybody. Right now, I think we're gonna just move into hot takes regarding Star Wars or Marvel right now. So if you have like hot take questions that you feel like it's gonna be a hot take, you know, based off how we react, how we're gonna say this stuff, you know, ask your questions. Ask your questions right now. A hot take questions. We're down the open, and we'll be rephrasing those questions as well. But while you guys are typing your questions out, Saber brings up a good point, in my opinion. That's not Saber. Honestly, stop making every movie being a world ending event. It doesn't need to be like that, you know. And sometimes it feels like that. Like, that's why I like Moon Knight so much. It wasn't so much as a world ending event. It was more of like we're
trying to take over the world.
Yeah. But yeah, ask your questions. It could be, since we're on the DC track, it could be a DC question, a Marvel question, a Star Wars question, hot takes, whatever you want us to throw at us. Go for it. I think right now we'll be talking about our own stuff right now.
So, what do you guys think about Andrew Garfield coming into Venom 3? If you heard about that.
I would be excited.
What did you say, Megan?
I have not heard about that, but that would be very cool to see.
Because apparently, there's it's a pretty good source that I found.
Yeah.
And like I saw a bunch of people posting about it. That Andrew Garfield's supposed to be in Venom 3, and what I feel like that could lead up to, if they do this all right, Amazing Spider-Man 3 with the Venom demise suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which would be amazing. Like, please happen, because I want there to be a third movie for Amazing Spider-Man, because I think, honestly, they need to give Andrew Garfield, like they did in No Way Home, redemption for what they did with Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is her name? If you had to choose one person for Tom Holland's universe to play Black Cat, who would it be?
Oh, God.
Ooh, I don't know.
That might be a really hard question, Shane.
Yeah.
I already have mine, but I'll let you just debate about it for a second. You know,
I got a feeling I know who you're gonna say, but I don't really know. I'm on your page too. Like, I don't know who could do it.
Why don't you guys go first? Because I
Shane, go ahead.
Okay. Do you guys know who Anya Taylor-Joy is?
Yes, I heard rumor that Sony wanted to play her. I think she'd be good. Yeah.
Yes, I would say Anya Taylor. Yes. Sorry, Friendsler agreed with me for a second because we both said it at the same time. But yeah, that's who I would want to play as Black Cat. You know.
Yeah.
Now, but yeah, that's who I would prefer if I have to go down any route. Or another actress.
Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I've seen like fan art of her.
I could see Dove Cameron as Black Cat. That'd be really.
Yeah,
cool.
I think it could fit Tom Holland's universe, or technically what we would call it. I can see Dove Cameron. I'm blanking on her name. It's gonna come back to me later on. But that's a weird question to say. But we're gonna go with it. Since we're all DC and Marvel fans, who wins MCU Doctor Strange versus DCU Doctor Fate?
Oh God.
We only saw Doctor Fate for one movie, but we saw Doctor Strange for so many.
I say Doctor Fate still.
You know what? For once, I'm gonna have to agree with Shane. I would say Doctor Fate.
Megan?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look back and refresh my brain about Dr. Fate, but
So it's okay to be a little biased for now. If you want to say Doctor Strange, go for it.
I would say just because I'm more familiar with Doctor Strange, him.
That's fair.
And I couldn't agree more. When it comes to comics, more like comics, I would go Doctor Fate a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we just lost Shane. I think he froze.
What?
You were frozen on our screen. There you go.
I'm seeing it in the just saw it right now. Okay, but like I was saying, if I had to choose, Doctor Fate, very easy to comics. When it comes to DCU, personally, I might give it to Strange, but I feel like I've seen Strange. I feel like they've nurtured Strange so much since his movie that I want to give it to Fate over him. Yeah.
But I also I'm going to say it's Fate either way, because I feel like Fate, from what we saw, even though he was only in Black Adam, I feel like because he's probably been Dr. Fate for a while and we just haven't seen him.
More experienced, yeah.
So more experience as a sorcerer.
Plus, the helmet, literally on its own, was doing stuff.
Yeah, and the helmet just by itself was doing magic. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
So that's where I would have to go with personally.
Mm-hmm. Quick thing. So Kath was saying, nah, Dove Cameron as Spider-Gwen. No, I got a better person for Spider-Gwen. Sabrina Carpenter.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yes. I mean, they even did artwork of Gwen that was inspired by Sabrina Carpenter, so I think she'd be a perfect one.
Oh,
she'd be the perfect Gwen Stacy for that.
That's an easy damn question. I don't think that's good.
That's an easy question. It's always CW Flash.
CW Flash. It's Grant Gustin.
Grant Gustin is overpowered as fuck.
Megan, DCU Flash or CW Flash?
I don't know, but whichever one doesn't have Ezra Miller in it.
Okay, so Grant Gustin. So CW.
All agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue to ask questions about Marvel or DC in the comics. We'll be still talking in here. No, when you got booted though earlier, Megan, the comics are Shane. What did you do? Why did you get rid?
Oh my god!
Don't ever do that again. You gave me a heart attack.
Oh, I love it. I'm dog sitting right now. I'll be right back. She's got a hat and she's not supposed to have it. Maggie, where do you leave it?
That's a good question, though, Savior.
I think
it's a good question. I think
we know the answer that Megan's gonna give.
We know the answer that Megan's gonna give. Hey, Megan.
Oh, what's your question?
Black Cat versus Catwoman.
Oh, Black Cat, because she has the power manipulation, the bad luck power. But I will ask you, I do have a question for you guys and the viewers. Black Cat, who has bad luck, or Domino, who has good luck? Yeah.
Did they just cancel each other out?
Yeah, wouldn't they cancel each other out?
I don't know.
I feel like they would cancel each other out because bad luck and good luck.
Here's the thing. I'm
together.
For the Black Cat and Cat versus Catwoman, I'm a little biased. I would personally say Catwoman.
I'm sorry to say, but I'm gonna have to go with Megan on this. I would say Felicia Hardy. She got the super soldier serum, basically, bro.
Oh yeah, it's a no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah, but Catwoman don't got no powers.
But Catwoman has literally pulled Batman style
too many times.
That Catwoman was pulled like plot armor style of Batman, and somehow like has gone toe to toe for a second with Superman. That's why I'm like,
what I feel like could happen though is like, let's say Black Cat and Catwoman got in a fight, right?
Yeah.
Black Cat's about to beat Catwoman, right? But then what happens is, I'm 100% would call this. She plays the damsel in distress, and then fucking Batman shows up. And then, but then
game
Black
over.
Cat's backup would probably be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So that would be like a 2v2.
And if you did Catwoman with a Superman pill, though, game over.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I love how.
Oh my gosh.
I love how it just goes. We know the answer. I just want to hear it. That's all.
Kath asked a question, and she cosplays both of these.
Let's see.
All right, so let's see.
That's not it.
Let's see what you say, because you cosplay both of these. What would you say? MJ versus Felicia. Who's better?
Felicia.
That's
So
what
would you? Okay. It's really tough for me. Because Felicia's cleaned up her act so many times, in my opinion, that I feel like Felicia and Peter could actually genuinely work.
I feel like they also would work better because they're both
superheroes.
they're both superheroes.
Like it's literally like Batman and Catwoman. I feel like it'd be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Black Cat. It works so
Black
well.
Cat and Spider-Man. Yeah.
You know, I just feel like I believe DC did it first with Batman and Catwoman, that you can't do Spider-Man and Black Cat, or it feels like a little bit of copycat in a sense.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's Felicia. Okay, hold up here. This is a great question.
Yeah.
Iron Man versus Batman. Billionaire versus billionaire.
Okay, hold on. I want to steer off for a minute. Have you seen the video where an Iron Man cosplayer and a Batman cosplayer are like throwing money at each other, and Spider-Man?
Yes.
He's like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Batman.
Xavier says Iron Man. What the?
Iron Man. It's gadgets. It's literally gadgets and tech.
Yeah.
They're both super geniuses. In my opinion, they're both super geniuses, but the difference is that Tony's like a super genius when it comes to technology, and Batman, I feel like
martial arts,
is a super genius in martial arts. And in my opinion, when it comes to close quarters, it'd be a little difficult for him. But this isn't something that Batman hasn't faced before.
But I feel like the only way that I could see Iron Man winning, because I saw this on a video. I forget what the video is called, but it's like Batman versus Iron Man. But like Batman's beating out of Tony Stark, and then Tony Stark, you know how like he has the nanite suit?
Yes.
Yeah.
He basically gets the nanites to crawl up on Batman. You remember in Iron Man 3 when he blew that guy up with the Mark 42?
Yes.
He basically does that with Batman. He just
Okay,
blows him up.
Here's my thing. If you're really legit talking about Iron Man versus Batman, I feel like it always will be split in the fan base of who goes who, you know? That's why I don't prefer the Iron Man versus Batman matchup. I always prefer the Batman versus Captain America matchup, because that's a better one, in my opinion. But if you really wanted to put Iron Man against someone, and I know he 100% loses to this person, it's Green Lantern.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's willpower, as it's not gonna go well.
But I feel like another one that would be, wait. So you're saying Captain America versus Batman, and then Iron Man versus Green Lantern. I feel like you're gonna say, if that were to happen, like Justice League versus the Avengers, are you gonna say that Thor would go against Superman?
No, it'd be one win against Thor.
It wouldn't be really fair.
It'd be Superman against Hulk.
You think it would be Superman against Hulk?
Yeah, it had anyway. It was Superman. Okay, I don't know, Megan. We're about to go on a tangent for now. If you want to join the tangent, okay. If it's Superman versus Thor, I'm giving you the benefit of doubt right now. If it's Superman versus Thor, when it comes to like DC's literally an overpowered hitter base, like area, you know. So if it goes Superman against Thor, in my opinion, Superman wins. Because he's literally powered by the sun in a sense. Like there's no limit to his power. You know? Yeah. But if it's like Hulk versus Superman, that's a little more fair because there's no limit to Hulk's rage.
Yeah.
But I feel like also that Thor could possibly have a chance because he's a god. Superman's not a god.
Yeah,
He's
he
an
is.
Alien. He's an alien.
Man of Steel, God among men, you know.
I mean, does Thor have any like weaknesses? Like, this is probably a stupid question, but like, Superman has kryptonite.
Thor doesn't have any really
weakness
weaknesses.
is really magic.
Yeah.
It's really just
In
magic.
In my opinion, Superman knocks his ass out cold.
See, but I feel like it would be still somewhat
I
fair
don't.
because Thor is an actual god.
I think. Okay, you want to know how I end this really quickly? Superman lifts the hammer and knocks his ass out.
I don't think Superman
Yeah.
can lift the hammer though. That's the thing.
If Hulk can lift it in space and they're fighting in space, it's game over. Superman can lift it.
See, I could say that Superman could lift Stormbreaker, but I don't think he can lift Mjolnir.
It's very.
Or,
if Captain
or in this
America
case,
could lift,
just to sum it up, I don't think he can lift Jonathan.
if Captain America, the most noble hero among. Okay, even then, it's Superman still wins. Yeah, you're playing against a god, but like, what's Thor's powers really? Super strength and lightning. If you want to sum it up to that, and flight. There's a lot more. People can, if you want to write me in the comments, there's a lot more. Who does that remind you of? Oh wait, that reminds me of Black Adam, who Superman just knocked out cold.
Okay, I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, then who would Thor go against? If you're saying Hulk would
He
go
would
against
go against Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Those are two gods actually fighting. You know.
I could see that. That would make sense.
Okay.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Megan.
What?
What 6 Avengers are we taking for the Avengers, real quick?
Okay.
Are we doing like MCU 6 Avengers, or are we doing like the base form set Avengers that we always know? I'm gonna let Megan choose this, and I'll give you the matchups.
Who would it be against?
So it'd be
Justice
DC
League.
versus Marvel. So
Be
the Justice League versus the Avengers.
Which is still not a fair fight.
It still isn't.
I feel like let's take like. I feel like if it's not the MCU, they might have more of a fair fight. But if we're talking like MCU, I don't know.
Do you like? Okay, so we're gonna go with like Black Widow, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Thor, Hulk,
Iron
Man versus
Batman,
Superman,
Wonder Woman, Superman.
Wonder Woman. Yeah, so the main trio: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. The Flash, Al Jordan, Green Lantern. Now, are you doing Green Arrow or Cyborg?
Or Aquaman?
Or Aquaman. Which one do we want to take?
Green Arrow, Cyborg, or Aquaman? I'd say if you make it fair, just make it Green Arrow.
Aquaman, sure.
Okay. So then your matchups are, in my opinion, Superman versus Hulk.
Okay.
Thor versus Wonder Woman.
Okay.
By the way, Savior Zatanna beat Scarlet Witch's ass.
Yes.
It'd be Thor versus Superman. No, sorry. It'd be Hulk versus Superman. Thor versus Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Cat versus Batman. Oh, this is so unfair when you get down to the rest. It would be Flash versus literally one of the two. And Aquaman. It'd be Flash
versus literally Black Widow or Hawkeye.
Yeah, it'd be Aquaman versus Yeah, this becomes an unfair fight real fast because all Flash needs to do is just zip them away, come back. You know.
Yeah. It's not fair. That's why I was saying if you put Green Arrow in there, it's a little bit more fair because then it's Green Arrow versus.
Still great. Okay, here's the thing. If we're gonna do like even fair fights, Batman beats Cap.
Yeah.
Based off martial arts skills, you know.
Yeah.
Because it would be a fight of the fist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's Superman versus Doomsday in a sense. I feel like it's just getting Hulk away from the fight for long enough.
Yeah.
Hulk's the wild card. You have to, you know. Hulk's the wild card, in my opinion. You have to take into account of this. And then you have, It's just really difficult, man. Okay, this is like the matchup becomes unfair near the
You
end.
know, how about we just cut off this and then go to Ket's versus? It's literally Hawkeye versus Green Arrow. Who do you think would win?
It's Green Arrow.
It's Green Arrow. But what do you say, Megan?
Wait, who is it again?
Hawkeye versus
Green Arrow versus Hawkeye. But the real question is what Green Arrow? Because you could say comics Green Arrow or you could say CW Green Arrow.
Let's just go. Okay, let's just go base real quick. Let's just go base comic forms. Green Arrow versus Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It's Green Arrow still.
Green Arrow, yeah.
Yeah, it's still Green Arrow. But if you did MCU Hawkeye versus CW Green Arrow,
It's not even a fair fight again. It's still Green
not
Arrow.
even fair against Green Arrow.
Yeah.
But I feel like Stephen Amell would still like if it was Stephen Amell's Green Arrow versus Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye. I feel like
Okay.
Stephen Amell still could possibly
Savior.
kick his ass.
Savior. Are we looking at Green Arrow's feats though? Like, okay, Savior. Green Lantern versus Iron Man. Who wins? I want to hear you say it too, and I'm going to argue with you when I get on a call with you.
Ket does bring up a good point. Hawkeye has been doing archery since he was.
They're both master
kid.
archers, though.
But Green Arrow, Stephen Amell's Green Arrow, was trapped on an island for 5 years, or not even 5 years. He wasn't even trapped on the island for 5 years. But he went through so much training within a 5-year frame, he possibly could out martial arts Hawkeye.
Yeah. Okay, Savior. I'm not saying it would be with this. Oh wow, he has to put superior suit behind that. You know,
With his superior suit.
I'm not even arguing. You know, I'm not even gonna. We're going way too off topic now. You know, we have a special guest here, but you're making us argue.
Yeah, you're making us argue with our special guest here.
Megan, I actually have a really good question. You know, since I brought it up earlier, would you ever? Do you know who Satana is in the DC universe? Would you ever do Satana as a cosplay?
I've thought about it. Yeah. Yeah.
I would feel like she would do that.
I would support those.
I would support the videos.
Yeah. If you guys think I should, if there's anything I should cosplay, let me know because I'm always looking for ideas.
Oh yeah. Obviously, I'm a little biased. First, I would say is come back to Star Wars. You know.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, okay, you're pulling off Black Cat. In my opinion, I feel like you can also pull off Catwoman, Zatanna.
Yeah.
You could pull off a lot of the female characters, you know.
Yelena Belova.
You have blonde hair, correct?
I thought about Yelena.
Yeah,
I almost did Catwoman before I did Black Cat. Honestly.
Okay, so you could. This is gonna sound really weird. You could do Supergirl. You have blonde hair to pull it off.
There's very rare videos on my TikTok, but I have done her. I need to do her again though.
Yeah.
But I would do that again. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the other one that I was thinking about. What's her name? I feel like she could do a Black Canary, like Dinah Lance Black Canary.
I thought about that too.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I'm like, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I could really see like you doing a really good Black Canary.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Canary. And you did say Tana, you could go right into Black Canary right after that very easily.
Because they literally almost wear the same stuff.
Literally.
Yeah.
Except one's wearing a top hat and a bow tie with like a white vest.
And
You
then
just
like
have
a
to change.
button-up fancy shirt, and then just like a jacket that.
Okay.
Yeah. You could pull
But
out.
if
Yeah.
you did Black Canary, you could easily do Zatanna at the same time because they literally wear the same shit.
Yeah. Catwoman. I think Catwoman, Supergirl, any of the other Marvel characters, you know, would be a lot harder to pull off because you have to buy the actual cosplay to do it. You know. Have you ever considered Scarlet Witch?
Yes. Yes.
I feel like that
I
would be also a really good one too.
I really want to do Scarlet Witch. I want to do the Multiverse of Madness one where she's like darker.
With like
the black fingers.
finger.
I would in the darker costume. I really want to do that one.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is good. Yeah, if I'm gonna ever get back to cosplay, it would be strictly Star Wars, for the time being. I might be able to dabble back in the DC. I just don't know how I would ever do.
Again, we have to convince him to come back.
Yeah.
Come on, Shane, come back.
I don't know who I would do when it comes to Marvel or DC. If it comes to everything the Marvel, I would have to. I think I would probably have to do Cap, in my opinion. If ever came,
I know who you could do from The Boys.
Have you watched The Boys, Megan?
She does Starlight.
I do.
You do Starlight?
Yeah.
Okay, Megan, this is the one person I could actually do, in my opinion, if I ever did The Boys. It would be Homelander.
Okay,
He's obsessed with Homelander.
I am not obsessed with Homelander. I prefer Soldier Boy over Homelander.
Okay, but to be honest with you, I would do Soldier Boy.
Grow out your beard.
Yeah, I just got I also can hit that.
Shave your head and do Lex Luthor shave. What?
You'd be the Batman v Superman Lex Luthor.
God.
What's his name? Oh, crap. The only way I remember who he is I either remember him as Mark Zuckerberg whenever he did that Facebook movie, or I just remember him as Columbus from that's the only way I remember him.
Yeah, but I would either do Cap. DC's a lot harder for me. I don't know how I would really do in the DC universe anymore.
DC, I feel like you could do Wally West.
I could pull off Flash, I think.
Yeah, you could pull off Wally West, Flash, or just
I probably could pull off Hal, in my opinion.
I'd see you more as the Flash than Green Lantern.
Yeah. But yeah.
But one I really want to do that I don't know how I'm going to do it, I want to do Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Tess, did you know Wally West is not black in the comics? He's actually a white boy with red hair.
Yeah. Wally West in the comics, and then also
in the Justice League animated series.
I could see you as Wally West or Barry. That would make sense.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I can see all those. Anyone have any more questions you want to ask towards Megan, to any of us, mainly towards Megan, all that good stuff, or
because this is about you.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
If you have questions, please ask away. We're still here. I'm still kicking. We're probably going to end it here soon. But any last questions? Yeah.
Just Oh, you know what? I have a question, but I was going to ask this at the end to you, Megan.
Yep.
Outside of the stream, do you have a fun time here where you feel like you would ever come back?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. And I'm not just saying that because we're all live right now. I'm back.
Good.
Yeah.
We tried it. We did our absolute best to try and make this as best this way. I always, every time when I point this way, it's pointing at Shane, but on my screen, I'm pointing at you, but I have to point at Shane to point at you.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, we were trying so hard to make it suitable for you, make everything good for you to where it could be
how about
your show, basically.
For our 6 viewers for our boys that are in here, how would you feel about Megan constantly being on? I know the answers already, but we just give the support we need, right now.
Yeah.
Well, Savior has a question for you, Megan, and it is favorite Marvel or DC game?
If I'm going with DC, I would say Batman, the Arkham games like Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, Arkham City. But if I'm saying for Marvel, I would say probably the PS4, because not just because Felicia's in it, but the visuals are really good, the storylines are really good. You get to see a lot of it's not just like a boring storyline. It's you possibly have a kid with her, and she's leading, she's conning him. It's so good. I don't know.
Bring Megan back.
Bring Megan back.
We'll make that TikTok hashtag.
Yeah, like that TikTok hashtag. Well,
did you know that she's coming back for the next game? Possibly as a DLC, maybe again.
No, I didn't know that. I was curious. I was wondering, are they going to bring her back?
Yeah, because if you watch, I forget what part in the trailer, but it's Craven's like, one of his henchmen's like, oh, we have a new hunting grounds, and it shows like symbiote Spider-Man, Miles Morales. It shows like the Lizard and all the villains and stuff, and then it shows Black Cat somewhere off in like farther in New York, and I was like, oh shit, she might be coming back for a DLC probably.
Okay, let's hope. I love her PS4 suit. It's very tactical. It's very cat burglar, but let's hope they bring the classic.
I also do like how they hint towards them being together, and that.
Yeah. And like, dude, the thing is, I think that's cool is that she's like, when they bring her back in, they don't make it to where it seems like, oh, she's brand new. Like, where did she come from? Like, who's this mysterious woman? They just literally put it in like she's been there a while. Peter knows who she is. Just let them have some fun.
Yeah.
It's not like a whole new startup.
Yeah, it is that, in my opinion. Especially when it comes to I'm trying to figure out my words right now, boys. But no, in my opinion, I could see her coming back, It probably is most likely going to happen, I think the fan base loved it too much,
Yeah. I just want to be able to put on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit in the game. Just like, come on. I wanted to do that in the first game.
Yeah. Well, if we have nothing left here, no more questions, no more anything, we're going to call it here, Everybody, my name is Shane. I am your host of Sundari Command Updates. Happy to always be here. Happy to always be your host and everything. With me is always John, the co-host, and then obviously special guest with Party Hardy Cosplay. Megan, amazing to have her. All of our links are in the bio down below. We have the links to the Discord servers for Star Wars Uni and Sundari Command System, along with we have links to Megan's TikTok channel, which will also lead to her Instagram if I'm corrected.
Yep.
And then we also, since Chief's not here, but I always promote Chief here. Chief's link tree is in the bio down below where it will lead to his streams and all of that stuff. But, oh my God.
Bye.
Oh no, what have you done? What have you done?
No, you just made it worse. No.
Okay, but hey, it was happy to have you all here. Megan, if you want to give any outro sayings before we take it out of here.
Yeah, and then
I'm good. Have a perfect day.
Yeah. John?
Right. So my name is John. You can find me at jb.sws on TikTok. You can also find me at jbeditsx on TikTok as well. You can find me in Shane's server. You can also find our guest star possibly. Is she in there now?
No.
She's not?
We'll talk about that after the podcast. Maybe later, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, but I just wanted to say one last time. We probably heard this so many times, but thank you for coming on, Megan. It was a great pleasure to have you, and we are so glad that you came on this episode because it made it a lot more fun.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be on here. So.
Thank you. And Megan might be more often now, thanks to So look forward. We'll always notify you what happens. If Megan's on our podcast for the day. But hey, take care, everybody. Be safe. Have a great rest of your day, and take care. And Megan, any Black Cat remarks you want to make before I make my May the Force be with you?
Have a perfect day. I don't know.
I love it.
Go, that was fantastic. May the Force be with you, everybody.